Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Not Too Complicated 2. How are you guys doing today? How's life? If you guys remember, last episode we had a bit of a mess with pollution. And in between the episodes, I have been cleaning it up. We have one over here. Apparently, you're going to need a vacuum tube as well as a vacuum bag. And then you just hold shift and right click. It's gone. It's a very weird thing by default when you make the iron vacuum bag. It's going to have a filter for sulfur. But if you put it inside an anvil with 2 paper or 2 wool, it's going to have additional filters. You see, it does work. It's such an amazing mod. And just in case you're wondering, no, that was sarcasm. Since the last episode, we have one very important plan, and that was not pollution. We made the Fission Reactor from the Alchemistry mod, and we're going to work on the ultimate ingot. But before getting into the actual ultimate ingot, we need the ultimate crafting table. That's what I assume, right? Yes. For the moment, I want to have a dedicated ultimate crafting table just for the ultimate ingot. And well, we're also going to need an extra one probably for something else, so we're going to craft 2 of them. And I think that means we are going to need 16 basic crafting tables. I know, I'm amazing at math. We do this again. 12. Yes, 16. That should give us 8 advanced crafting tables, 4 elite. And this is the one that we haven't made so far because it did require stellar alloy, which we didn't have. So here is 1 and 2. That is a quest. Now that we have the crafting table, if you guys remember, the first item that we're going to need is gallium. Last episode we did make a teeny tiny bit of gallium, maybe we can have more. We're out of stuff. Okay, zinc. I think this should be 2 stacks. Yes. And I guess we just use both of them. Why the hell not? We can have 2 stacks of ultimate ingots. Yeah, for later on. The second item is germanium. It's made out of germs. No. Germanium comes from anything in the nether. Actually, it seems that the best source is nether wart. We can hopper items in, that is good. Last episode we were processing some nether wart, so we do have a decent supply. It's just that each stack gives you like 4 ingots, so decent supply doesn't mean that much. Yeah, just 1 stack. And here is 2 stacks. This is the second item. What is the third? Arsenic. I like that. So arsenic comes from arsenic sulfate, which is pink dye, or the coral blocks. It's just that we can't really get it, can we? Not really, we go with pink dye. That's not pink. That's purple. You might notice that as a man, I'm perfect at determining colors. Here is our arsenic, we need 1 more, which goes inside the table, obviously. What is the next? Selenium. I believe selenium was the thing, yeah, we got from nether wart. I should empty my inventory. You know, cause we still don't have auto crafting and I need to be able to carry a lot of items on me. Selenium goes in. I ran into a very small problem for an element called rubidium. The problem is that there's actually not that many recipes that we can obtain it from, and all of them require rubidium. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take copper and oxygen, and we will see if the fusion reactor is going to give us rubidium. Cause the number will match. 29 plus 8 should be 37. Yep, it's just that we're going to need stacks and stacks. It's okay, both of them are cheap. I'm getting oxygen from lapis and copper is, well, copper. And both of them have EMC. Okay, rubidium is ready. And I have no idea what the hell this is, but we have the same problem, meaning that we can't really get it directly. So I have been cooking a ton of potatoes and well, this is why we have 96 levels now. And we are going to combine the potassium that I got from cooked potatoes. Yttrium also has the same problem, so I think I still use potassium. Because if I mix potassium with calcium, that should be 39, hopefully. You know, I really had to check it. Okay. Well, it did take a bit of time, but we have 2 more elements, and that is good. But I did notice a giant flaw in our system. We don't really have auto crafting, so what we need to do is that we need to scale this thing up. Because you know, with hoppers they're slow, and I think we need more of them. It's not a horrifying recipe. Let's have, I don't know, 4 more? Why the hell not? I am literally doing all of this so that I can make as many ME controllers as I can so that we can get auto crafting faster. Really faster. I think a setup like this should work. We're going to dump everything inside the barrel. They go inside the machines, that is good. I forgot the power upgrade. Yes. Now they're getting power, hopefully. They do consume a lot. Maybe we need 1 more power connection. Yes, now they're gaining power. Oh, I was wondering why the hell they are not working. They are working, we just can't see it. It's going inside the ender chest. Well, that is a far better solution. I'm happy. As for the fusion reactor, I think we should be able to put everything inside an ender chest and extract everything from the bottom. You connect to the top, that is good, and have, I don't know, like 2 hoppers here. You will work, okay. That's better, I guess. Yeah, we literally had to do this because I think we have 81 ingots to get, and at this speed, we would have never gotten them. And one of my main bottlenecks at this very moment is zirconium. You can get it from stone, but it's very rare. So maybe we can go with calcium? Calcium is easy. My previous source for calcium was lapis, that's not the best, so what we're going to do is that we're going to go with andesite, like so. We teach it to you. Oh, it also gives you platinum. Nice. Also, at the rate that we're getting stupid stuff, I think we need to upgrade our drives. We're using 6 channels, we can have 2 more drives? Yes, that is correct. We should be able to have 2 more. Power was not keeping up. Ah no, we also have an import bus. Okay, it's fine, these are 256k storages, they should be good enough. And they are extremely cheap. With andesite it just got super crazy. Look! One thing that I had no idea is that the site that you input items inside the Fission Reactor actually matters. So if I put 1 calcium on the left side, we get it on the left. And that is very useful because it's not going to mess up anything. Also, I did notice that from one of the elements, maybe it would have made much more sense to use redstone. But it's also very fun to play around, trying different materials. I like byproducts. Zirconium is also done, and we have another problem. Niobium. Niobium, whatever it is called, and we get it from prismarine. I did check and we have literally no prismarine, but apparently we should be able to get it from sieving sand. I hope we get lucky. Salt. Why salt? Oh, we got it. I was not expecting it to be that fast. Very good, we're also getting it. Okay, it has been a while later and there are a few changes around the base. I'll be honest with you, I was really bored at making ingots. So I decided to work on our control room. Well, this is just a facade. We have literally 1 controller. And you know, it's just 1 dense cable hooked up to everything. You might also notice that our EMC production has been increased by a lot. That is because in the comments of the previous episode, I think, somebody suggested we use dragon eggs. I was not thinking of that, I didn't even know dragon eggs have EMC, but production is just great. It's amazing. Another problem that I ran into is that 6 chemical dissolvers are not enough, so we have 12. We need to process stuff really fast, I need a lot of chemicals. I think that was all the changes. Oh, and by the way, I also made myself an igneous extruder because, you know, our base is made out of basalt. Also, basalt gave us something important. Yeah, titanium. So you go in and have fun. The reason that we wanted titanium is for the next ingot because, well, it also doesn't have a recipe, so we need to use the Fission Reactor. And you ran out of something interesting. You know, judging by the amount of work that this guy takes, I'm not really sure if we can finish it today. Because for me it has been hours and hours and hours, and we're up to 10. Granted, there are a few more which have EMC, but we're not doing great. I made the next ingot and then I realized something. So in this mod, the Alchemistry mod, we have 2 types of reactors. One of them is fission and the other one is fusion. One of them fuses atoms and one of them, well, separates atoms. At first I thought fission is going to be redundant because, well, we can break down everything using these chemical dissolvers, but I was proven wrong. Just as an example, I worked really hard on getting yttrium because, well, I made 2 different elements, I combined them inside the Fission Reactor and I got yttrium. If I had a fusion reactor, I could have got it from gold. And I also spent a lot of time for zirconium, I would have gotten zirconium as well. This is what happens when you have no idea how a mod works. I think it's time to work on a fission reactor. So what are the items that we need? We need barium. I think magnesium is something that we have, good. We need beryllium. Well, we have a lot of beryl. Is it gonna give me beryllium? Yes, okay. Then we're gonna process that. Yes. Nice. And I think the final element that we're missing is chromium. Blocks of emerald. Or just emerald. Okay, then let me gather all the material and we're going to make a fission reactor. Well, it wasn't that expensive and I have a feeling that it's exactly the same multi-block structure. Yeah, probably. So just for testing purposes, we are going to need palladium, and palladium comes from uranium. Are you gonna do that for me? You're amazing. Anyways, our next ingot is not palladium, it's something else, and for that we needed granites. It's a very good thing that they added these recipes to vanilla. Good, we're getting palladium. Again, it has been quite a while later, maybe an hour or so, and we have a few more elements. They are not particularly in order, it's just that I realized, okay, we have this as a byproduct, let's make the ingots. And now my problem is I have no idea where to put them. Yeah, you go here. We're getting close. Also, one thing that you might notice is that the pollution is gone. And no, I have not cleaned it. I actually disabled the mod because we had a huge explosion. I was smelting some cactus inside the furnace and well, all of my machines were gone. This floor was gone. The roof was gone and basically every single machine that we had was gone. I do understand that if you have a nuclear reactor and it explodes, yes, maybe there should be a giant explosion, but a furnace? That's very disproportionate. So obviously, I did load the backup, I removed the mod because I don't really want it to destroy my base. Because you know, later on we're going to have very complicated systems. If a furnace can blow up and destroy half of your base, that's not really good. And it doesn't even drop the items, it just voids everything. Even this stupid thing was gone. That was massive. Since again I'm very tired of making ingots, let us make a few quality of life improvements. We are going to work a teeny tiny bit on the base. I hate these. Actually, before working on the base, so there are these stupid flies, and whenever they die, and they die randomly, they drop experience pearls. And I have a magnet and I keep picking them up. So what we're going to do is that we're going to start making a dank null. This is Mark 1, Mark 2, and you guys get the gist. Now that you want an experience pearl, no one dies. Oh yes, here. So you go in there and pick it up. I don't have to worry about those stupid things anymore. I just picked up something, it went here. Cool. Another thing that we want to do is wireless charging. There's a tab for it. I guess charge everything? You know, a few episodes ago I said I have no idea what I did with my magnet. It was in my charm. Another very small quality of life improvement that we can do is that we would be able to carry less garbage. So let us make an atomic disassembler. Are you charging up? Cool. Then I don't need these anymore. And maybe we should also make a wireless terminal. Yeah, there's a wireless crafting terminal, so why the hell not? Really? Now? Why would you give me the achievement now? Anyhow, that's not very important. Here is our wireless terminal and a wireless crafting terminal. Oh, there's an infinity range booster. That's cheap. I have very garbage cabling and we are going to later on change it together, so for the moment it doesn't really matter where we put it. We can have our security terminal here, the wireless access point, and you just go in and get synced. Yes. So where do I put the upgrade? Here? Here? Okay. Most important quality of life improvement, however, is going to be the bed. You pick up everything. Yes, filtered pickup. I was going to say that we're going to have our purple bed. Okay, joking aside, we need to have a certain measure of auto crafting. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to expand our platform by a teeny tiny bit. This should be fine. The center is here, so we can have a door, you know, on both sides. Maybe a lantern so that nothing spawns. So later on all of the cabling is going to change, don't you worry, but for the moment we are going to have some dire wire. And we need to start making some interfaces as well as molecular assemblers. Maybe 64 for the moment? Well, that's 64 interfaces. And here is 64 molecular assemblers. Or 53 because we ran out of iron. Oh, that's more. It's fine. Aha, so I think we should be able to roll with this. This is a set of 32 interfaces and 32 molecular assemblers, so that's literally one P2P tunnel. We're going to have one on this side, the other one on that side, and if we need more, we're going to add much more. You know, just in a row, so that it looks nice. But for the moment, since we are not going to get into P2P tunnels, we're just gonna do cabling like so. That should work. 0 out of 32. 32 out of 32. So that means if we check here, yep. We have molecular assemblers. That is great. I just have to mirror it on this side and get a bunch of acceleration cards. I'll be right back. I have mirrored it on the other side. I have also made a few CPUs and well, I'm guessing we can have a certain measure of auto crafting. For the moment. I think if we have 4 CPUs, that's going to be more than enough for the moment. Yeah, something like this should be fine. We used to have a few patterns. Let's take them. I don't even remember what they used to do. It was for quartz. Oh, that is a pattern for patterns. Very important. But the entire reason that I wanted some auto crafting is that I want more solar panels. And well, I need pattern for those. That was a stupid amount of patterns. We have finally more solar panels, but I still want to extend our power grid because I want to extend our alchemistry setup and each one of those devices consumes like 40,000 RF per tick. It might be a slight overkill, but you should remember that we don't really have any means of banking our power during the nights. We're not missing much. For banking our power, we're going to need an induction matrix and well, this is the recipe. We're still working towards it. I believe you should have everything, yes. Perfect. Also, we cannot use the old ones, so let's just throw them away. who cares? Yes, that is a decent amount of power. So one thing that I have discovered is that, well, I'm doing the ultimate ingot wrong. What do I mean? Well, I'm basically just combining different elements in order to get the element that we need, but there is a trick to it. Once in a while, you might notice that we have an ingot or an element that we can get through EMC or natural means by processing ores. So uranium is 92. If I want neptunium, it is 93. What does it mean? It just means that I have to take uranium, put it inside the fission reactor, and combine it with hydrogen. That will be 93. You see, this is neptunium. And if I mix it with helium, we're going to get plutonium. If I mix it with lithium, we will get americanum. So you guys get the gist. It's easy. It's just that I have not been thinking about it. But in the meantime, there are a few things that I want to do. One of them is the infinite steak. If I'm not wrong, this will keep me saturated at the cost of EMC. I don't need burgers. Purple steak it is. Another thing that we should remember is that there is an armor progression, which is not as easy as you would think, but we cannot play this modpack and not get the infinity armor. So let's do that too. We are looking for Palladium. Oops, I forgot this is on fast mode. Ah, come on. Normal? Yes. You know, we are doing all of this, and in the meantime, I'm still going to work on the ultimate ingot. Don't you worry. It's just that doing 81 ingots together is going to be boring. Therefore, I have to sneak in smaller projects so that we can keep the momentum. Anyhow, here is neptunium, and I just remembered we have to go back to the end. A few episodes ago, when we were at the end, we did manage to find amber, 500 meters. That was far away. We went with the jetpack. Anyways, we want a teeny tiny bit more. You know, I made the steak, but you have to eat it. I was hoping it's gonna be automatic. One very good thing about this modpack is that you just need a certain number of an item, then you can dupe it. So we got one amber crystal, we converted it into a seed, and well, now we have 2. And now we can have 4. I think we just get 1 stack and that should be more than enough. We got plutonium, I'm now processing americanum. Let's try to make it a bit easier. We're going to need eternium, crystallite chestplate, which comes from termonite chestplate. And obviously we are going to need the full set, so there you go. I have to craft it in that. It's okay, it's not that bad. So I believe it was something like this. Yep. So this is the infusion pedestal, and then we need to have 8 more pedestals. And I think any one should work, even purple? I don't really remember, but it's cheap to test it. So how do we do this? We need amber, we need some crystals, and we need some eternium, which is not that expensive. We should be able to do it in U, right? Okay. You're slow. If we do it in U, are you faster? Yep. Just before we go to the end, here is one more ingot. And there was a book. Yes. End for Dummies. Ah, you can't craft it. It's fine, we have the tome, where is it? It's not even here. So I don't remember and I don't have a guide, but this looks like an infusion pedestal. The direction does matter, so that is north. Do you work? Of course not. You know why it was not working? At first I thought it's a pedestal, so I got new pedestals. I brought it to the overworld and well, recipes are different. That was the recipe just for the chest plate. So the boots are something like this. Yep, the helmet, and obviously the leggings. So there is one more upgrade to Eternium, which is not that bad. Yep, very fine. I'm a bit lazy to make an extra set of netherite armor, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a grindstone. I'm not sure if the enchantments matter or not, but we would be able to remove them. Yeah, we can craft our dark matter armor. Great. So here is dark matter, and we can go as high as red matter. Yes, very nice. If we want to go higher than that, it's gonna be complicated, but essentially we get the gemmed armor, then the infused chestplate from mini utilities, and finally, the infinity armor. Of course, I think in 1 or 2 episodes we are going to get the mecha suit, so it doesn't really matter. And just as a very small FYI note, here is Curium. I honestly think this is a far better strategy than just combining random items. So let us get back to business. Where did you come from? We do have 12 chemical dissolvers. The problem is, they're not fast enough. I mean, they are fast, it's just that they're not fast as I want them to be. So we're going to have a very small area dedicated to chemical dissolvers. We're going to have 25 of them, like so. If we need more, we can have 49. And we should be able to craft 25 entangled blocks, that is good. Linking them is gonna be a pain. Maybe I should remove the floor? Yes, this is much easier. So we link you to you to you. Yes, something like that. All of them should be linked. Setting up all the pipes, the connections and the upgrades took a bunch of time, but we have a system. Essentially, we drop items inside an ender chest which has a color code, they will get processed and they will go back into an ender chest which goes into our ME system. Everything has an upgrade, and you should remember that each one of these upgrades can only handle 131,000 RF per tick, so we need to have different connections. But let us see if it actually works. So ender pearls takes the longest time. If we put them inside the ender chest, it's gone. Yep, works fine. The reason that I put it in a hole like this is that I thought maybe we can cover it with some sort of an acid. We're running out of sulfuric acid, but we can make more, now that we have access to alchemistry. But I was thinking maybe something like this? Or maybe a better looking fluid. We'll find one, don't you worry. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.